In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about breathing and what's happening at the rib cage as we breathe, and also why it matters. When we think about breathing, we have two phases. So we have our inhalation phase as we take a breath in, and at the rib cage, while we're doing that, the ribs are going to move up and out, and this front to back dimension is going to get slightly wider. So we can think of the inhalation phase as an expansive event, and then contrasting that, we have the exhalation phase when we exhale and take a breath out, and the ribs come down and in here, and also this front to back dimension will get a little bit more narrow or will return to whatever its resting position is. And so why does that matter? That matters because we have functions of muscles that support our ability to expand and compress, and that rely on that ability to expand and compress. And so if we're lacking the ability to expand or compress in one area, then we're probably going to be lacking movement options in that area as well. So for example, if we have a lot of tightness on the back here because our back muscles and some of the muscles in and around the shoulder blade are too active and too tight and too stiff and too short, we're going to have a hard time expanding backwards as we take a breath in. Okay, and so that means that's going to decrease our ability to bend and do things like touch our toes or work in the garden. And what we really want to do is we want to have that as an available option. So what we could do is we can construct an exercise where we round the back slightly and we position the shoulder blades more around. So they're creating a physical block on the side of this rib cage. So as we take a breath in, they're restricting the expansion in this dimension, but causing expansion to be maximized in this direction, which is then further going to enhance the function of these muscles here to be able to function in a more lengthened state. So those activities like gardening or bending over to touch your toes are going to become easier as you're able to expand this back area and relax the muscles. So muscles that are overactive can restrict some of our movement options in through the rib cage, and then if we have decreased ability to have that full excursion of breathing, it can also go the opposite direction and reduce our function of using those muscles for certain activities. So that's why it's important. So once again, we have inhalation, more of an expansive strategy, and then we have exhalation, more of a compressive strategy. We can see that globally, so the whole thing doesn't like to expand or doesn't like to compress, or we can see little local changes where one region may expand and compress more readily than another. And we can use our exercise selection to enhance those options either globally or in those different regions.